Am I muted? No, I'm not muted. Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo. I'm this. So this is really a test stream. Crisco Fontaine, aka Coach Crisco. Appreciate you pulling back up to the stream. What's up, Nish? This is really a test stream because I'm trying to see something real quick. But I am going to rewatch a little bit of this. I'm feeling pretty good. Just finished watching the Warriors beat the Detroit Pistons tonight. It's a really good game, actually. But, I was thinking about the GOAT conversation on who's the greatest of all time and all these. And, I'm an old man. Okay. So, this game in particular, Game 6, 98 finals, I remember vividly. I do want to check something real quick, so bear with me. I want to see something real quick. I want to see if, how do I do this? Okay. I want to see if this is going to pop up on the stream. Do I have it set up? I do. I want to see if this is going to pop up on the stream because dang it. Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. Did it pop up or no? I didn't minimize it. I didn't see it. Hang on. Let's put it back up. It didn't pop up. Damn. I'm trying to get like chat highlights. Oh, there it is. There it is. Why is the text transparent? Me no likey. I'll have to do some trial and error, but we rig a nig over here, so yeah. So no, let's chat highlights, so I can just highlight an individual comment. Yeah, I don't know why the text is high. I'll do some more troubleshooting, but at least I know that it works. So that's dope. So whenever there's a comment that I might want to, answer a question or somebody has a, whatever, a take, I can highlight it on the stream, just something more intuitive. But I'm going to check out a little bit of this. I don't think I'm going to watch the entire game because, again, like I said, I'm an old man. So I remember this game vividly. This game had me on the edge of my seat as a young 12-year-old whippersnapper. Well, not quite 12. This happened in June. My birthday's in July, so I was 11. But still, this game is the most watched finals game of all time. So, what did it do? What's happening? So, when people talk about who the GOAT is, I don't really think that you can have that conversation. I mean, and you're talking to a Kobe guy here. Me, Kobe guy. But let's see, where am I at? That dude right there. You see that bald chocolate brother right there? That's the GOAT. See, I'm not delusional. Let me take the headphones off real quick because I like to hear myself. I'm not delusional to think that my guy is the end all be all. There's some fans out there. There's a fan base, a certain fan base out there for a guy that's been playing 22 years and just scored 50,000 career points, accumulative, that seem to think that their guy is the almighty, the all seeing, you have to, we've all been witnesses. We've been witnesses for 22 years. He can't do no wrong. Kobe Bryant is my GOAT. But the GOAT, okay, let me point. That bald head chocolate brother right there. That's the GOAT. Can't debate it. I can't, it's non-debatable. So don't know if this is gonna get struck. It could very well get struck. So I'm just gonna play a little music in the background, and I don't even know. I may need to just mute the audio. But we're just gonna check out a little bit of this. I might skim through bits and pieces of it. Matter of fact, let me just get rid of it. I think I did I sped it up a little bit. So, but we might not watch it all, and I'm not gonna go through it and break it down or whatever. I might pause here and there. But one thing I will say about MJ is the way that he played the game. He played the game like an artist. Now, keep in mind, this play right here. This is the first play of the game. Scottie hurt his back. So just keep in mind that. See, he's grimacing. He hurt his back on the first play of the game. It's for the championship. Go put some ice on it, man. Rub some dirt on it. But what I was saying is, MJ, he played the game with a level of artistry that we haven't seen before and after. And I think that contributes to his you know, the youngsters, y'all youngsters, know how y'all big on aura now? Aura. MJ was the king of aura. There's nobody in the NBA that had aura like MJ. Before or after. I would honestly, in today's NBA, I say maybe Steph right now has the aura. Steph plays with a certain level of artistry too. It's like he puts up shots that the average human being wouldn't even think about putting up. And you expect them to go in. Open this door a little bit. It's a little warm in here. But yeah, MJ just plays with a level of artistry that is just unmatched. And I think that is what contribute to, you know, just the allure of watching him play the game. The pace that he played. You were never going to rush him. See Scottie grimacing. He's going to go like in and out of the game. And there was periods of the game where they didn't think he was going to like come back. Now he got hit with a backdoor cut. Did I go back too far? I think we just fast forward. Don't worry about it. MJ got hit with the back door. Hornacek caught him flipping. We just looked at the action. So he played within a system. Like it was not like it wasn't like MJ was just a loose cannon. Like he just went out, got the ball, and he was in the ball hog. Mike wasn't the ball hog at all. Let's go pass. Let's fast forward. The quality of this is like maybe asking yourself, damn, 1998, how many years ago was that? 27 years ago? No. Yeah. 27 years ago. Yeah, man, this was who would you name the top 5 GOATs? My top 5? Past your bedtime, Trina. What you doing up? I say my top 5 would be, well, Kobe's my favorite of all time. So Kobe, Mike, 5. That Beige Boy is low key sliding into that top 5 for me. I don't know. I maybe at the end of his career. I'm not gonna put him in there yet, but I say Kobe, Mike, Hakeem. This is just my top 5 favorites. I'm not gonna say they're the GOATs per se, but these are guys that I saw play. Because I mean, I'm too young. I didn't see Kareem play really, so I would put Kareem up there. I would put Wilt up there, but I didn't see them play. So I go Mike, Kobe, Hakeem. I do want to put Steph in there. I do. Could go Shaq. And I'm not a hater. I mean, I could slide Brown in there. I'm not a hater. Iverson, no. Handles, yeah, but no. Not at the level as the Mikes and the Kareems and the Wilts and the Shaqs and the Bronze. No, not a guy. Trendy, do you remember this game? Did you used to watch the NBA with us, didn't you? You remember this game? This is still 27 years later. This is still the highest rated and most watched NBA Finals game in history. This game right here. Yeah. On the edge of our seats. There go that crazy boy. So Rodman was the X factor of all X factors, because he could get under the skin of this whole series. He was just under the skin of Karl Malone. As a matter of fact, I think I mentioned this. In a past stream. I don't know what my demographic is. I feel like y'all some young niggas, but I'm not sure. Dennis Rodman and no, this wasn't on the stream. This is a video. Dennis Rodman and Karl Malone, they had a wrestling match. Like, they were actually in a wrestling ring, wrestling each other in WCW. Gary Payton, you know Payton's son plays. But no, he's not a GOAT, Trina. I mean, he's a GOAT defender. Yeah, GP Original was one of the greatest on-ball defenders, perimeter defenders ever. The glove. But you know, his son plays. Yeah, with Steph. Give me a moment. Let me put the ceiling fan on. It's warm in here. Hey, sheesh. All right. Let's get some air circulating in this bitch. I got asthma. Can't be in here sweating like a Hebrew slave, man. That's not a good look. Yeah. He did well tonight too. Golden State looked good. You see Scotty grimacing, and he had a reputation early in his career. Let me make sure that my capture card ain't tweaking. Scotty had a reputation early in his career of being soft. There was I forgot what series it was. It might have been against Utah also. I can't remember. Where he was having bouts of migraines and he wasn't able to play. And it was just like, yo, this is the playoffs. You know, everybody's hurt. If you're not injured, then you get your ass on the court and play. And this game was, I think, because this was The Last Dance. You know, we all saw the documentary The Last Dance. This was that season. This was a culmination of that. The whole year, they all knew that pretty much this was it. I think Scottie fought through it. He could have been in tremendous pain, and I'm speaking from experience of somebody that deals with back issues. When your back is jacked up, you can't really move. Your mobility is just all kinds of compromise. So if you did have a serious back issue, good defense, MJ, then this right here, this is pretty much his swan song. He knew that this was pretty much it for them. So he fought through it and played, but he hurt himself at the beginning of the game. But he went in and out of the lineup, or in and out of the game. And there was a period of time where they didn't think he was going to return to the game. And I thought so too. I don't know exactly what he said. What did he say? Bronny's not a pro? He's not. That's why he's in the G League. And he's been dominating in the G League because he's playing against talent that is on par with his talent. But when you put his ass on the main roster, he ain't ready. And we all know that. This is just this is a make-a-wish for LeBron to be able to play with his son. That's all this is. That's it. I just want to let the good folks of YouTube know that this is an apple juice concoction. This is not what you might think it is. It's not that. We don't condone that here. The good folks at Coach Crisco's YouTube channel, we don't condone that type of beverage. And this is apple juice. Just need you to know that. We can scoot through some of this. We got down to the end of the first quarter. I always knew when that dude came in the game, he was going to be a disruptor. Antoine Carr. He had a cold mid-range. Like he was pretty solid from the mid-range. Low post. Like he was pretty solid. I think they called him, did they call him Mad Dog? You see his back here? Damn. No, it's not. It's apple juice. Stop it. So rumors get started. They don't really like that here on this platform. So it's not that. And even if it was that, it would probably be Gentleman's Jack, but it's not Gentleman's Jack. It's apple juice. I just like to drink my apple juice room temperature. No ice. And I see people like have this debate of what MJ would. Hold on a sec. Pull up 3. What MJ will look like in today's NBA. Because, today's NBA, it's not really predicated on the mid-range, and that was really where he ate at. That was his bread and butter, in the triangle, post. Wasn't really a 3-point shooter, and you got teams like, you got to get it up, MJ. You got teams like Boston that's shooting 53s a game. Mike wasn't a 3-point shooter, so how he would pan in today's NBA, I think he probably would still be putting belt to ass. Certain players is just they are they cross generational players. You can just pick them up out of their generation and drop them in a new generation, and they will flourish the exact same way that they did in their own. So, they don't play about that over here. Mess around and get demonetized before I'm monetized. So don't want that. So this game was I thought it was the end of the first. It wasn't. Okay. Mike didn't really shoot exceptionally well this game. I think he ended this game with like 45 points, if I'm not mistaken. I think he had like 45. But see, they had. I mean, if you really look at this squad outside of Mike, Scotty, and Dennis, and I guess you can throw Kukoc in it, they just had a lot of really good role players. Like there's Steve Kerr, coach of the Warriors right now. They had a lot of really good role players. When you think about the guys that actually contributed, like handedly contributed. Ron Harper, who was a shell of himself, that Scott Burrell, Steve Kerr, Judd Bushler, Luke Longley, Bill Winnington, Randy Brown. See, grab ass. That was just I don't know about that. LeBron choked today. Jordan never choked in these finals. That's a fact. That is a fact, Joshua. That's a fucking fact. 6-0 is 6-0. He choked today. Who did the Lakers play today? I didn't even know they were playing. I watched the Warriors not too long ago. Who did the Lakers play? I will say this much though. And this is no LeBron slander. There's no LeBron slander. The amount of talent that LeBron has played with, oh my God, he should have more than 4 rings. 4 rings is nothing to sneeze at. Don't get into it. I'm not hating on LeBron. I did my fair share of hating on LeBron years ago. I am a retired LeBron hater. I don't hate him. I'm not a fan of his game. Good shot, MJ. I'm not a fan of his game, but I don't hate him. But the amount of talent that this man has played with in his 22 years in the National Basketball Association, he should have more than 4 rings. The Celtics. Oh. Well, I mean, that's the measuring stick. You know, everybody's gassing the Lakers up since they got Luka, and rightfully so. They've been playing really good basketball. But when you go against the Celtics, I mean, that's the defending champions. That is the measuring stick. So I don't know. I'm not sold on the Lakers. Even though they've been. Excuse me? Man, what the hell? Hold up. What's going on here? How come y'all can see but I can't? Por favor. Hang on. Something's going on with my laptop. I can't see shit. Bear with me. Hang on one second. Excuse me. Screen black as hell. I'm gonna have to look up here. Oh, my neck ain't configured to do that. Let me see something real quick. I might have to reboot. Bruh. My screen tweak out? Hang on. See, don't you hate when technology does these things? Don't get scared. I turned my laptop off. My light is connected to my laptop. It was a dark and stormy night. Okay, there you go. Don't you hate when oh damn, I do look kind of spooky. Don't you hate when technology be doing this bullshit, man? Like, this shit was working just fine for hours. When I get around company and it want to tweak. Hang on, let me plug back up. Look at the bullshit, man. Not in front of company, man. It can do all of this horse malarkey when I'm dolo, but not in front of company. We're back like we never left. I forgot what I was saying. Where was I at? What was I at? I don't remember what I was saying. Oh, the role players? No, Bron and his talent. Bron has played with a lot of talent, and now he has Luka. When you think about it, that's off. When you think about it, okay, let's fast forward some. All right, when you think about it, let's go back. So the first Cleveland stint, he didn't really have a whole lot of talent. I'm not even in front. I mean, Mo Williams, Booby. I think Larry Hughes was there for a brief moment. So, I mean, I'll give him the benefit of doubt. Then, he takes his talents to South Beach, and you team up with a D-Wade Hall of Famer, a Chris Bosh Hall of Famer, a lot of great role players on those Miami Heat squads. And then you go back to Cleveland, you got a Kyrie Hall of Famer, you got a Kevin Love, borderline potential Hall of Famer. He probably will make the Hall of Fame. It's a chance he can make the Hall of Fame. Really good role players there too. That doesn't work out after. You get to the finals, lose, get back to the finals, you win, and then you lose 2 straight, 17, 18. So Kyrie wants to leave, he leaves, boom, and then you just completely flip the roster. You bring in a D-Wade, bring in a Derrick Rose. Then you go to LA, you get AD, really, really good role players around, win a championship, bubble championship. Asterisk, no asterisk, I don't know. I see people say that the bubble championship was a difficult championship to win. I think it was easy because it was just as easy and difficult for everybody. Everybody had an even playing field, so there was no advantage. If you were the best team in the league and you had home court throughout, well, you didn't have home court in the bubble. Everybody was playing on the same court. They just changed the logos. So I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say that was difficult or hard. It was just it was even. But nonetheless, they won a chip. Fall off. You want Russ, you go get Russ. That didn't work. This shot right here should have counted, but it didn't count. So this shot should have counted, but it didn't. This was before replay, and they waved it off. The Bulls had a shot similar to that in like the third quarter, and they counted it, and it shouldn't have counted. So if they would have flipped that and they would have counted this 3, and then I think it was Ron Harper, if his shot wouldn't have counted, then we would have had a different outcome. But this is before replay. I mean, now things like this would happen. But, just the amount of talent that LeBron has played with, to have 4 championships and 6 losses. I don't know. I think that's a black eye to his GOAT claim. I think for you to be considered the greatest ever in any profession, you have to win more than you lose. And I mean at the highest level, not just regular season. Like at the absolute highest level. Good shot, Judd. At the absolute highest level. Let's fast forward a little bit. no, I mean, I just don't. I don't think that there's a nothing thus far has happened that would remove Jordan from the number one spot. And Kobe's no longer playing. He's no longer with us. He was the closest player, like play style, to MJ that we've seen. Bron isn't even comparable to Mike when it comes to play style. But just from a longevity standpoint, I mean, yeah, you got to give it to LeBron. He's going to have all the records. We don't know how long he's going to play. Like, he's a physical specimen. Like, this man can probably play another 3 or 4 years. Mike, what the hell? He can probably play another 3 or 4 years. Just, from the muscle of him being healthy. Now, if he mess around and he get a okay, here we go. Hang on. Here we go. Hello. Okay, hang on. Capture card. See, this is what happens when you use hood equipment. Let's see if the capture card gonna continue to tweak. But Dennis just played with a different energy also. And to be honest, I'm trying to think. The Bulls, I want to say the Bulls was the oldest. Good lie. The Bulls was the oldest team in the NBA, I think, this season. Like, Mike was like 35 here. Dennis was like 37. Like, they were an old team. When you talk about longevity and in like today's stars that's still playing at a high level, like, I mean, of course, Bron, 40, but even like Steph is 36, 37, something like that. KD, same. So I mean, that's kind of common when you think about it. I think even Kareem played 20 some odd seasons. I don't know if he might have been 40, early 40s when he retired. So not as foreign as it seems to have been made out that the top stars play a long length of time. Like even Mike just retired twice in a Bulls jersey. But if he wouldn't have retired after the 93 season, if they wouldn't have broke the team up after 98, he probably would have played straight through. Because, I mean, he did come back with the Wizards and played in 02 and 03. So there's a potential of Mike playing from 84 when he came in all the way to 03. That's 20 years. But, he was gone 2 years between the 2 3-peats, and then he was gone 3 years and came back. So, but that man Karl Malone, like, that mid range, that post fade, he had that locked down too. This wasn't the year he won the MVP. He won the MVP the year prior. Look at Tony. I think he won the MVP the year prior. Because it was a whole hoopla about him winning the MVP. Mike should have won the MVP, whatever. Just like this season. The numbers that Jokic is putting up this season compared to what SGA is doing, and SGA's team is number 1 in the West. SGA, in my opinion, should win the MVP, but there's a good chance that, Footwork. Come on, man. From a skill standpoint, dog. From a skill standpoint. If stats are the only metric that makes or breaks a player being in the GOAT conversation, there is no point of even looking at the game. You might as well just watch the box scores. Just the general eye test. When anybody that's ever played pickup basketball and you got ups or downs depending on where you're from, and you watching the game prior to you getting on the court, you seeing who's playing, you're watching the team that's probably about to lose, and you see who's good. You're not necessarily looking at a stat sheet. You're looking at their game. You're looking at how they play the game. The eye test. And that's how you pick your team. You might have a couple guys that's going to run on your squad, and then you might pick up a couple guys from the team that just lost. Just looking at the game. Just looking at how these guys play. And if you want to minimize it down to Mike, Bron, Kobe. If you take those three guys, look at this play. Just look at this play. Look at his footwork. Quick first step, got to his spot. If you look at how they played the game, there's no way you can say Bron is better than this man right here. I'm not even putting Kobe into that. Look at that. I'm not even putting Kobe into this. And Kobe's my guy. Kobe's my guy. I'm not even putting Kobe into this. This is for everybody that says that Bron is the GOAT. He's head and shoulders better than Mike. You know what he's head and shoulders, as far as, I'm not saying better, but what he benefits from is being 6'8", 260. I always said if Bron was smaller, he would be Russell Westbrook. They play exactly the same. It's just the only thing that's different is their body sizes, that their archetype. That's the only thing that's different between Bron and Russ. And Russ has averaged a triple-double, 3 times in his career? And it was only done once prior to that? Excuse me. I don't get it. I don't get it. But again, this isn't this is not Bron slander. I don't want anybody to think that I'm just a Bron hater. I'm not a Bron hater. I'm not. I don't oh, he got caught slipping. Come on, Mike. I don't want anybody that is just thinking that, oh, Bron is the end all be all when it comes to basketball players, because he's not. He's not at all. Not even a little bit. Give me a second. Almost halftime. That close the game was 45-47. Man, 45-47. We was on the edge of our seats. Like, these games were compelling. Let me turn this up real quick.
Chicago had a foul to give. Utah ball from the side, still plenty of time. 6.9.
They love to run high screen roll here with Stockton and Malone. Hornacek works in behind the ball, or Russell for a 3-point shot.
I won't get flagged. But just even the production, man, that's one thing that I miss. So the NBA is going back to NBC. The NBA is going back to NBC starting next season. I want some of this production to come back. I miss the NBC production. I miss it. I grew up on it, man. Maybe that's why I'm so partial to it, because I grew up with it. But it was a show. It wasn't just basketball. I mean, that's the important part of it. But it was a show. Like the broadcast itself, it made you feel like you were following a storyline within the NBA. And in some cases you do. When you have teams that might have good take. When you have teams that could potentially be rivals, or there's a backstory, between two teams, you're compelled to watch the game if you know the story. And before games, it could be a regular season game. Man, they would have like the intro to the game. It was like a build up to a movie. It made you want to tune in. And it could just be, like I said, a regular season game between the damn Magic and the Pistons. Random regular season game. But it just made you want to watch. So maybe we'll get some of that. Maybe we'll get some of that back. Tony Kukoc just was a very underrated piece for this squad also. Looking back on those games. Because, the focal point was MJ. Scotty. But Tony was, But the one thing that I will say is, when people say that this team was a super team, this Bulls team was a super team, what part of this Bulls team makes them a super team? Like legitimately. It was like, oh, it was Michael, Scotty, and Dennis. That makes them a super team? I don't know about all that. I don't think that I don't think that people really know the meaning of super team. Like when they say this Bulls squad was a super team, I don't think you really understand what the meaning of a super. I mean, maybe I don't understand what the meaning of a super team is. My definition of a super team is say that there's like because super teams doesn't really. It's not like duos. It was really like three or more. Like Miami Heat with Wade and Bosh and James. That was a super team. So, say I go to Menace. Dennis the Menace. So to me, super team is you got a squad of players that has 3 superstars on it that could lead their own team. So, like, say Boston, the 08 champion Boston team. You had KG, you had Pierce, you had Ray Allen. Those were all guys that were number one options at certain points in their career before they got there, before they got to Boston. Pierce, of course, was Boston's number one option. Ray Allen was the number one option in Milwaukee and in Seattle. And KG, of course, was the number one in Minnesota. That's the super team. If you want to say the Lakers had a super team in 04 with old-ass Karl Malone and Gary Payton, then I'll give you that. I'll give you that. But to say that the Bulls was a super team, I don't know if we ever seen Scottie as the number one option outside of when Michael retired in 93. And Scottie was the number one for that 18-month span. But even after The Last Dance and Scottie went to Houston, he wasn't the number one option there. And then when he went to Portland, he wasn't the number one option there. And Dennis Rodman has never been the number one option anywhere. So I don't know how you can say that this Bulls team was a super team. There's only been a handful of super teams in history. And most of them have occurred within the last 20 years. Within the last 20 or some odd years. Most of the super teams have occurred. So, but no, I can't co-sign. I can't follow that. People say that the Bulls were super team. Michael had a super team. He had a super squad. No, he didn't. He had Scottie as his dynamic duo, his partner. He had Dennis Rodman, that was a Swiss Army knife, and he had a bunch of good role players. That's what he had. But this was not a super team at all. Not even close to one. Multitasking. But yeah, no. I mean, even Golden State, when KD was there, yeah, I give you that. That was a super team. For sure. For sure. Because at that point, we didn't know if Klay could be a number one option, but I think at that stage of his career, he could have been the number one on a squad somewhere. And you add KD with Steph. Yeah. Yeah, that was a super team. But there's only been a handful. There's even been people saying that the Lakers, the late 2000 Lakers that won 2 of 3 was a super team with Pau Gasol. How? Like, who's the third guy? You had Kobe, you had Pau. Who was the third guy? Odom? I don't think Lamar could have ran his own squad. Could be wrong, but I don't think so. Bynum? Meta? I like how they called a foul. I like how they let them play. Cause they was hella physical. I don't know. I think Rodman, maybe they was promoting. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe they was promoting the wrestling match. Oh no, the wrestling match was the year before. This right here will probably get both of these players thrown out today. So unfortunate. It probably get both of them thrown out today in today's NBA. That's crazy. Those of you, it's apple juice. It's apple juicing. Those of you that are in the stream, I appreciate you for pulling up to the stream. Don't forget to hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button too, please. Please and thank you. Do it. Do it now. Do it. Do it now. Do it. Look at Shelvin. Get off of me. I hate to see black on black crime. Okay, we'll fast forward a little bit. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. He just played with like such a, dare I say, aura. It was just smooth. Like his game was smooth. God damn, all these fouls. Jeff Hornacek was he was underrated. That whole Utah squad was underrated. And you know, people say that Mike played against plumbers. He didn't have no comp in any of his finals appearances. Man, you gotta think. Like, think back. So 91, they played the Lakers. The Lakers were what, 2 years removed from no wait, it's 91. Detroit won 90 and 89. The Lakers won it in 88. So they were 3 years removed from a championship. I want to say 89. They got back to the finals and Detroit beat them. Why does it keep doing this? What's going on with my laptop? Stream not tweaking. My laptop, my screen, it keeps like blacking out. I don't want to have to do all of this. I mean, I can look right here, but I'd rather look right here because it's right here in front of my face. Don't start tweaking on me. I open up this window. It's right over here. Like, politely package his laptop up. Throw it out the window. Tweaking again. I'm gonna have to get another capture card because this capture card obviously isn't equipped enough to push my laptop, and I don't like the performance. It's making me look bad in front of company, and I don't like it. How do you miss that, Scotty? You can't blame that on the back, Scotty. You just missed that shit. You wasn't limping before you missed that shot. So he was going in and out of the game. And again, I'm not saying that he wasn't in any type of pain or discomfort. I myself have a bulging disc in my L4, L5 lower lumbar, with right-sided sciatica that is now traveled somehow to the left side. So I understand how difficult that is to even maneuver. You know how hard it was for me to get in and out of my vehicle? It sucked. So I get it. But I was getting in and out of my vehicle free of charge. This was a professional athlete that was making millions of dollars, man. And you give me a back ailment, if I'm able to walk, and I'm running. Call me Chicken George. Call me Kunta Kinte. I'm running. You paying me millions of dollars? Psst. What you need, coach? What you need, coach? You need me to get out there? Man, I don't know. My back is really hurting me. Oh, I got incentives on my contract? Bonuses? Oh, okay. I'm out there. There's this matchups that, man, listen. Jerry Krause need to be slapped upside. Jerry Krause is he's no longer with us. Well, God rest his soul before I say what I'm going to say. Jerry Krause should be slapped upside his head. there's matchups that could have potentially happened if you don't break this team up. You know, maybe you bring some pieces in, some young pieces in to go with the core to keep them relevant. They had never tasted defeat in the finals. But 99 happened. 99 was a lockout year, so it was a shortened year. And a fun fact, every time that Michael Jordan retired, I say every time. Oh God, hit him hard. Mike retired twice in a Bulls jersey, and each time he retired, the year after he retired, the Knicks made it to the finals. In 94, the Knicks made it to the finals after he retired. In 99, the Knicks made it to the finals after he retired. So, but 99 was the emergence of the Spurs. So it would have been interesting if Mike wouldn't have retired, or if the squad wouldn't have broke up, because I don't think he would have retired if they didn't break the squad up. I think he still wanted to play. It would have been interesting to see that matchup, Bulls versus Spurs, because I think the Bulls probably would have came out of the East again in 99, because if you really think about it, the Knicks made it out of the East in 99, and they were the 8th seed. So I just go out on a limb to say if the Bulls would have come back in 99, if they would have been completely healthy, they would have come out of the East. So, and then, you know, the year after that, that's when Kobe and Shaq, they ready now. So it would have been interesting just to see. I mean, I think if the team isn't broken up and they're, you know, able to play and go out on their sword or whatever you want to call it, by 2000, let's say if they're still healthy enough to get to the finals in 2000 and they meet a buzzsaw like the Lakers with Kobe and Shaq, I think that's when they lose. And I'm always like I'm back and forth with it, because if I'm in that position, it's always great to go out on top for sure. But when you go out on top, you always have that in the back of your brain. Damn, we probably could have won another one. We probably could have won another one. You keep us together, we probably could have won another one. If you win and win and win and win and win, and you keep winning, you never lose. In my head, I'm like, yo, we unbeatable. Nobody can beat us. We are undefeatable. We're defeatable. Yeah, that's a word. We're undefeatable. So I can understand that. Just like, yo, just bring us back. Let us go out with a blaze of glory. And if somebody knocks us off, then they knock us off. And then we know it's time to ride off in the sunset. Okay, we won. We got all the gold. We're good. So if this team is just better than us and they're just letting us know our time is up. If you never get that notification that your time is up, you're gonna, in the back of my brain, I'm thinking to myself, yo, our time is still here. Nobody's beating us. So that's the only thing that I'd say about the way it ended for the Bulls. So they didn't give them the opportunity to prove that their time was up. You just pretty much, from a front office perspective, you pretty much said your time's up. We're done. We're gonna reboot this. You got a 6. Thank you. But MJ, you got a 6. We need no more from you. Who's a better defender in your opinion? Dennis Rodman or Draymond Green? Look at Dennis with the mid-range. Who's the better defender in your opinion? I might make a poll. Who's the better defender? Who's a better player? Dennis Rodman or Draymond Green? And I love them both. If you ask me, who I think's better, I would take Rodman over Draymond. I'm old school, but I love Draymond though. I love Draymond. I was actually happy that if they had to make a choice, Golden State, of retaining Draymond or Clay, that they retained Draymond to keep him with Steph over Clay. And I love Clay too, but Dre is just so underrated with what he is and underappreciated with what he does. Fast forward it. With what he does, he's so underrated. I want to say undervalued, but so many people say, oh, well, he's triple single. Like he doesn't really, he's not scoring a lot of points, but neither did Dennis. Dennis didn't really score a lot of points, but he wasn't asked to. Dennis was asked to do a few things, and he did them well. He was asked to defend, he was asked to rebound, and he was asked to be a damn menace. And he did all three of those exceptionally well. You look at the score. This is like 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. The score is 70-67. That's defense. That's defense. You could say, oh, it's a lack of offense. Nah, they playing defense. This is intensity right here. It ain't just two teams running up and down the court jacking threes, which is what you get in today's NBA. Now I got my old head hat on right now, man. I ain't gonna even front. I got my old head hat on because this is my era. This is what I grew up on. So of course I'm gonna be partial to this era over the new era, or this era of basketball, which I still enjoy, but it's just not the same as when you watch this basketball. Shot, Tony. We're in the final stretch, ladies and gentlemen. Michael chewing the shit out that gun. So I need to make some adjustments. I gotta troubleshoot my capture card and my laptop because I don't know why it's tweaking like this. It could be my HDMI cable too. I'm talking out loud. Disregard. So this is when it gets interesting. This last 7 minutes of the game. This is like booty hole puckering time right here. It would have been horrible for the Bulls to lose this game and would be faced with a game 7 in Utah. They probably would have lost, to be honest with you. But they were also up 3-1 in this series. So that's something to really take into account. The Bulls were up 3-1 in this series. So they needed to win this game. Yeah, like to be up 3-1 and then get pushed to a game 7. They needed to win this game. And the game prior to this, Utah only won by 1, I think, in Chicago. So if you are too young to remember, the format of the finals used to be what it is now. So it was 2-2, 1-1-1. And then throughout the 80s, Boston and LA, they were so prominent in the finals, played each other so much. So and when you think about it from a logistical standpoint, you got what side am I at? You got LA over here, you got Boston over here, right? So if you're thinking about a 2-2, 1-1-1 format, then once you get past game 4, then you got to go over here for game 5, then back over here for game 6, and then back over here for game 7, potentially. So they changed the format to 2-3-2. So that's what the format was during these finals, was 2-3-2. So Utah had the home court advantage this finals. The first 2 games in Utah, and then the next 3 games was in Chicago. So if I remember correctly, Utah won game 1, and then Chicago won game 2 in Utah, and then they went back home to Chicago, and I don't remember if it was game 3 or game 4, but they kicked Utah's ass. They beat them bad by like 40 something. I think it might have been in game 3, and they won game 4, so they went up 3-1, and so game 5 they had an opportunity to close them out in Chicago. But Antoine Carr had a good game. Karl Malone had a good game. And I think Utah won by 1, if I'm not mistaken. And so that's what pushed it back to Utah for game 6. But the Bulls could have, the Bulls realistically could have closed them out in 5. Because that game 5 was back and forth. Like, it was back and forth. You can fast forward a little bit. So Scotty out there gutting it. And like I said, that back ain't nothing to play with. So he's probably in some pretty decent discomfort. Strong rebound. Good strong rebound. But you see that right there, that play right there. You see how there was no switch on the screen? Kerr was supposed to fight through that. He just kind of gave up on the play. They didn't really do a whole lot of switching back then. And so you fight through the screens. Like and you had to know the personnel. Like, you know who you're guarding. If you're guarding a shooter, you don't want to necessarily go underneath the screen. You give them so much space. You want to stay attached to your. You want to stay attached. So. You didn't even see, like Dennis didn't even, he was out there to do his job. He didn't even want to shoot. This is how he shot the free throws. He just shot them up there. That's how he shot free throws. It's like, I got to do this. Those of you that are in the stream, I appreciate you. If you're watching this on the playback, I appreciate you too. But if it's not available for those that are on the playback, it's because YouTube flagged it, and they got content ID'd or copyright flagged or something. So I had to take it down. I wanted to watch this. I wanted to watch this myself, so I figured, why not stream it? That's the shot right there. I thought it was a 3, but that's the shot that I mentioned earlier that shouldn't have counted. He actually released that after the buzzer. That should have been a shot clock violation. So that was a 5-point swing because Isley's 3 didn't count, and then they counted that shot from Ron Harper. That was a 5-point swing. 3 points that should have counted for Utah and 2 that shouldn't have counted for Chicago, and Chicago won by 1 point. So you can see the replay here. Yeah, still in his hand. So there you go. This is the age before replay, and you know, replay is great. Well, replay sometimes it disrupts the flow of the game. See that they do in the replay. See, that should have counted. I don't know what the referees were looking at. Like, one should have been looking at the clock, and one should have been, I don't know. I don't really know how they really could have done that prior to replay, because everything is so bang bang. But still, it's like, that's a big one to mess up, because it was clearly out of dude's hands. Shot, nope. Outlet, nope. Give me that. Long ass arms, big ass hands. That should have been a block. Yeah, that was a bad call. That was a bad call. As a defender, you have to give the guy, if he's elevated, you have to give him a chance to come down. So he's coming, like, he's right. Yeah, that's a block. That's not a charge. This is nut cutting time right here. It's nut cutting time right here. Got 2:45, 2:44, and I'm gonna let y'all go to bed. Wide open. He had it all day. Like, Karl Malone had that mid-range shot all day. You know, he didn't score 36,000 points for his career for no reason. It was a bucket. It was just it wasn't necessarily the most sexy play style, but I mean, and one. So they switched on that one, but Ron didn't switch. That was a miscommunication. Let's fast forward. We're down to the last minute 20. We're gonna let this one play out. See, this is before coaches' challenges and all of that stuff. So it was pretty much, you know, what the official said is what the official said. Even if they blatantly messed up, it is what it is. Live with it. That would have been a huge shot, because they were already up 2. Foul. Fast forward. Missed it. I don't know why it's fast forwarding. so fast. It's supposed to be 5 seconds. It's like 30 seconds is fast forward. Mike with the clutch free throws. Again, not to compare him with Bron, but pretty much knew if Mike was going to the free throw line in the clutch, he was going to knock him down. There's a good chance that if Bron's going to the line and he got to shoot 2 free throws, he's going to miss at least one of them. This was a great play right here to get Stockton open. And at this point, 11-year-old me was thinking, damn, game's over. I was devastated in front. You know, before I was a Kobe fan, I was a Bulls fan. And Michael Jordan made me a Bulls fan. Like, I rooted for the team. I was a fan of the Bulls, but like his foot was on the line, low key. Let me see if they're gonna. Oh no, it wasn't. Mike made me a fan of the Bulls. I had all kinds of Bulls posters and all kinds of shit on my wall as a young tyke. But that was a great play to get him open. But that was a big shot too. But these next 40 seconds shows exactly why Michael Jeffrey Jordan is the GOAT. Is the greatest basketball player to ever grace the court. First quick layup, boom. Quick hitter. 1-point game. Put the onus on Utah. Now the pressure's back on you. Even though you're ahead, the pressure's on you. Y'all need a basket. We're gonna get the ball back because we're ahead on the shot clock. So Mike doubles back. He don't clear. Give me that. Come on. Give me that back. Run that back. So it does go back like 30 seconds or something. I don't know why it goes back that far, but I need to run this back. So the quick hitter, this is what's important. Get to the basket. Quick hitter. 36 seconds left. The onus is on them. Need a basket. Now watch Mike. See, Mike's on top side, right? So he's going to come. They're going to set like a soft little screen, Hornacek, to try to get him off. Try to get Rodman off of Malone. Because he's fronting him right now. So he comes around, but Mike doesn't clear, right? Mike doesn't follow Hornacek. Hornacek thinks that he's going to take him to the corner. Mike's like, nah. I'm a gamble. But you also, this is team defense. Look at Tony Kukoc. Wish I had my pad right here. You see the cursor? Look at Kukoc. He's reading that. And you see him back there. So even if for some odd reason Mike doesn't make the play, Kukoc is in position. He can come back out and they can just full rotate from this point. So he's covering that zone right there, basically. Like Mike's making the play, but he knows that Hornacek is right there because Mike released him. Every damn body else. This is what separates the icons from everybody else, man. Regardless of what you say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. These 3 plays right here in sequential, like boom, 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 back to back to back. Mike was already considered the greatest basketball player ever, but this right here solidified it. Like looking back on history, this right here, all you got to do is go back and play somebody. Play anybody that has any type of doubt that Mike is the greatest player to ever play in the National Basketball Association. Show them these last 3 plays. of this finals. Show them the last 3 plays of these finals. I don't think that there's a, and again, I'll put my guy back in this. I don't think that there is, I don't think there's a sequence that you can say that could, there's not a sequence of Kobe's or a sequence of LeBron's that could rival these last 3 plays right here. And I'm a Kobe guy. And I'm realistic enough to say that. And Kobe is still my favorite basketball player ever. But there's not a sequence from either one of those guys that could rival this sequence for what was at stake. Not a one. .2 seconds. But you gotta also think, like, I mean, the rules is different, you know. Now they have replaying, and if replay was in effect during these finals, who knows what the outcome would have been? Because that was, like I said, 3 points taken from Utah and 2 points given to Chicago that shouldn't have been. Stockton got a good shot, good contest, missed off the rim. 6. Let me see. Did I get the thumbnail? I always wondered who that dude was. I saw him like on the court side. I think that was just a random ass dude that ran up on the court. Because if you look at it, I think security is gonna run in and get him. They celebrating with MJ and security came out of nowhere. Oh my god. Yep. But hey, listen. That game is still, it's 98, 05, 27 years later. That game is still the most watched, highest rated NBA Finals game in history. And it's a reason for it. It was cinema. It was absolute cinema. And if he wasn't the GOAT before, that game absolutely solidified MJ as the GOAT. Regardless. There's no debate. I'm sorry. There's just no debate. Bronzexuals out there. He eclipsed 50,000 points cumulative. Hats off to him. That's longevity. That's being consistent for a long period of time. But greatness is what it is. And what that chocolate ball headed brother in 23 in red was able to do in the limited amount of times that he played in the NBA, because he didn't play, he played 15 years, 13 in Chicago. So I'm sorry. I'll take those 15 over the 22 that we're seeing right now. And that's no shot at LeBron. That isn't, but give me Mike's career over LeBron's career any day of the week. But I appreciate you for pulling up the stream, everybody that pulled up. Now, if you're new to the channel, like I said before, hit the subscribe button and hit the like button if you have found any enjoyment in this stream and this rewatch, this trip down memory lane for me, because it's nostalgia. It was nostalgia watching this, so I appreciate you for pulling up and watching it with me. And into the next one. Toodles. Did I say toodles?